Good evening, folks. Welcome to tonight's episode of the Running Gun Podcast. As always, I'm Jay Peeps, that man all the way to the far is that left, my left. My God. You know what? The man on my side over there.
Jeez. The dude on the right side is Ace, and joining us tonight is the very great reporter from I believe you were CBS now, right? Make sure I have it clear. No.
Wait, can you hear him?
I can't hear you now. Again.
Oh my goodness. Hold up. Let me mute him and then unmute him. All right. So he's. I don't know. Try to say something now, Ace.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ace, and joining us tonight is Nope. Dang it.
Dang, you just heard. All right. Well, folks, welcome to tonight's episode. We are fortunate and blessed to be joined by Miss Alison Posey. So, Alison, how are you? How have you been?
I'm good, man. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been on here. How are you?
Been good. You know, just life and everything like that. Busy. We meant to get you on. Yeah, we meant to get you on during football season and everything, but we know like you're also busy during football season too with like prep sports, and then of course Florida State's got their thing, KMU's got their thing. So I understand, but it's good to have you back, and I'm excited to speak with you.
I'm excited to be back too. When you sent me the rundown, I was like, this is something I'm excited to talk about. And then with all what we thought was going to be news today with Florida A&M, I was like, this couldn't have worked out more perfect. It ended up not really being a big news day yet officially, but we can still talk about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm sure. Well, let's see, Ace, can we hear you now? Well, I can hear you.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
I still can't hear him. This is tough.
Wait, hold on. You said you put your earphones in, right, Alison?
I did not. I don't have them in anymore. They wouldn't connect to my phone.
Wait, mute yourself and then maybe bring yourself back or something. How about
okay, now? I hear him
can
now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear him now.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes. Don't know why. We're good.
Okay, so it's not a personal thing. You know, I think I'm just messing. Don't worry.
There we go.
All right. So we can roll.
Basically, as this follows, we're gonna keep this, rapid and quick because Alison, we don't want to take up too much of her time tonight. But as we also know too, like we said with Nayron last week, we're not gonna make this an hour and 30-minute long podcast tonight, and we're gonna do our best to not make that happen again. So we're gonna breeze on through this HBCU part. We're gonna, hit on a little bit of college football and some hot topics. I'm gonna do some take it or leave it, and I can't wait because I want to see Alison's draft board for the Saints.
No.
Oh yeah, we can have a whole conversation on that, but I'll keep it short. All right. So, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. See y'all on the other side. JP's run that intro.
Let's do it.
Hey, this is JP.
This is Ace.
This is Dalton.
And you are listening to
the Run and Gun Podcast.
Oh yeah, Alison, that's our new intro now. I didn't create it. I'm glad that Ace
I still have to get. Well, actually, since she's on now, we could take the part of the video from today's episode and add it in.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's still a work in progress. I'm still tweaking up some of the audio stuff.
So, it's okay.
It's the first major piece of video editing I've tried.
All right, so
Good start.
first line of business. This is one reason why Allison's also here is because we can discuss this too. So, as we all know, of course, well, I guess we'll start with FAMU spring game. So, we'll go and get started with it. What did we learn from FAMU spring game? And since I was unable to be there, we only talked with Nayron about it briefly, just like for last week's episode. Allison, you're closer to you're in Tallahassee, so you have more of a scoop than we do. So, how did it go according to reports?
Yeah, I think that you have to take the spring game with a grain of salt. FAMU had a lot of injuries, so it's hard to do a typical spring game per se, orange and green, when you don't have bodies. And you don't want to force it because if you're already hurt, you don't want to get more hurt because you have a lack of bodies. So that's why they went to the kind of offense versus defense format. They made that kind of crazy point system. Where they were rewarded for different things, and the offense did come out on top. I think overall, coach seemed pretty happy. Again, when you don't have everybody, it's tough to make a sound judgment, I guess. But from what he did have, the bodies they had throughout spring, he was happy with the spring. And one of the things he talked about too after the spring game was that it's year 2. Everything is easier in year 2. He's a head coach, new at that. Last year he was thrown in, end of January. And he kind of had to scramble, get ready, format a spring, and then go through spring. So when you have a year under your belt, you kind of know what to expect, know what to do. Things are going to go a lot smoother. And he talked about that on Saturday. Coaching staff, obviously with some changes, but he's happy with the way they're going. I think quarterback's obviously the big question. Losing Daniel, you got to replace him. So we'll see kind of that develop more. Again, it's spring, so you want to get them reps. You want to see what they can do, and then come fall, we'll get down to the nitty gritty of it, and he'll name a starter. But yeah, overall, I think Colsey was really happy with it, and we'll see what this team can do over the next couple weeks. He said they'll break for school. They'll obviously have a couple weeks off, and then in May they get back at it, and they're full throttle until fall camp, and then obviously getting ready for that debut against Howard.
Nice. Yeah, he mentioned today too, like in that 220 QB meeting, that he said that he still is looking for like that one added piece to like as a defensive end and edge rusher that can get after the quarterback. He also mentioned too, like you said, with injuries and stuff, I don't know how far Brian Norris has progressed, but he did mention, like Brian Norris Jr., who transferred from right here in Tampa out of USF, how he didn't play, but I think he also said too, like he's holding certain guys for certain reasons and stuff. And we talked about it before we came on here. He's been very, secretive, because he's even been very secretive with how players post things on social media and stuff too. So I understand where he's coming from. Granted, this day and age of the transfer portal, and essentially, this is free agency. It's an ever revolving door of college football free agency. But,
yeah. He talks about the portal too. The portal's not. He doesn't have a lot of wiggle room. He talked about that. You have 105 guys on the roster, and with guys hurt and guys that didn't get to participate in spring, that the wiggle room is not really there to add bodies to this team. Guys could decide they want to leave. Not to bring up Florida State, but they've had a couple guys enter the portal over the last week and a half as spring practice kind of come to a close. So, yes, could that happen? Absolutely. But again, a lot of guys were hurt. So it's to your point, we'll just kind of have to get them healed up and see what happens. and how that impacts this team. But a coach, I know a lot of people get upset or angry when a coach isn't, I guess, forthcoming. They can do this team however they want. At the end of the day, do you want to see transparency? Yes, but I want to see a team win more than anything. So a coach has to do what a coach has to do. And, at Florida State, they've blocked off spring practice. We're not even allowed to go look at spring practice anymore. At FAMU, we were allowed to do that. So, yes, early mornings at FAMU, we were there. We were walking around the sidelines at 6:30 in the morning. So that was still open. But a coaches can run a practice any way that they can. And if they feel like they have to guard some things, more power to you. It's your program. You got to do what you got to do to get the win come fall.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
right.
Now, the other thing, too, that I wanted to talk about, and brief thought hit on it, too, by the way, also BC running back Dennis Palmer has entered the transfer portal. So, I mean, hey, makes the job easier come November 22nd. Well, I mean, it was going to be 5 straight anyway. But
there we go.
Also, too, so Patrick Creary was hired at Grambling, and from what it feels like, not even a week later, 80 Suggs, or as many call her 8019, she clocked it, no pun intended, and she went out and she hired Charlie Ward. So, what is Amy getting in Charlie Ward? Because, I mean, this deal is, what, $25,000. When you add it all up, it's over the course of these 5 years, it's $25,000 short of $1 million. So, I like it. But, again, Alice, and to quote another know-it-all genius in the sports reporting world that's selective with what he does, Allison's our boots on the ground there in Tallahassee. So she's informing us of everything that's going on. So Allison, I mean, floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's not official yet. Okay, we have to say that because the Board of Trustees still has to approve the contract. I would like to think they would approve it, but we know how Board of Trustees meetings have gone in the past, so I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, I guess, so to speak. The board has to approve it first. But yes, I think it's a great hire. I think Charlie Ward is a friend. His family is incredible. They're deeply entrenched in the community. They're very respected in the community and across the country. I think it's a slam dunk hire. I think it's a great hire. I think Charlie is very methodical in what he does. He's very deliberate in what he does, and he's not going to take a job that he doesn't see fit. I'm not sure when the conversation began between him and 80 Suggs. I would like to think it began a couple weeks ago, probably when they knew that Creary was going to be leaving, because this is quick. You mentioned it. It's quick. One of the things that I want to point out is that this contract is 17 pages long. That is long for a coaching contract. Normally coaching contracts that we get 5-6 pages, I would say on average, but Charlie again is very methodical and very deliberate. And if you go in and you look at that contract, he has clauses in there that preserve him to do what he is doing now, as well as be the head coach at Florida A&M. Charlie, again, one of the best human beings that I know, and anybody will tell you that. He speaks across the country. He does speaking engagements across the country. Him and his family are set to open up a training facility here in Tallahassee. I host a breakfast with them every year for the Ward Family Foundation that raises money for that, and just an incredible group of people, inspiring group of people to be around. But that contract preserves the right for him to still do those speeches, still profit off of those speeches, so he can keep the money from any speaking engagement he does, media interviews, television, video. If he wants to write and publish a book, he's allowed to do that. He's allowed to keep that money. It does say in there he has to paint FAMU in a positive light, which of course, but like I said, Charlie is very deliberate in what he does, and I wouldn't expect that contract to be presented any other way. It's written in the sense that it still lets him be Charlie Ward, the Heisman Trophy winner, the inspirational figure, the good Christian man that he is. It allows him to speak on that, but it allows him to be the Florida A&M head men's basketball coach as well. Charlie's a great coach. We've worked with him since he was hired at Florida High. I guess it's been 7 years ago now, 2018. He, of course, won that 2022 state championship with Florida High, but he's coached really good players that have come out of that program. Trey Donaldson, who was just at Michigan, had that great run with Michigan. He just transferred to Miami. Charlie coached Trey. He went to Auburn, Michigan, and now he's at Miami. Anthony Robinson, who's at Mizzou, he coached Anthony as well. So he's coached really good players, and he's had a lot of other players go other places too. Those are just the two biggest. But he's a great, great coach. He's fun to watch coach. And I can't say enough about it. I think it's a great hire. I would be shocked if the board wanted to alter this any. I think the compensation is fair. Like you said, Prairie's contract was $150 over 3 years, $150. This is a little bit more, but you're getting a guy with a resume that can boost this program. I think it can attract really good talent. It will put FAMU is already on a national stage. When you have a name like Charlie Ward associated with it, I think it only boosts that national presence. He's never been a coach at the college level before, but he coached with the Rockets after his 12-year NBA career. He's a proven winner. He's a proven champion. I could go on forever. I think it's a great hire. We'll just have to see. And we don't know when this meeting is. I don't know when it's going to be. But it's not official until it's official, and it's not official yet. They still have to approve it.
That's also true. You gotta watch the board of trustees, man.
Yeah. And like I said, I know that was long-winded, and I apologize for talking so long about it. I think it's a great hire, and I think that anybody who's on the fence about it, I don't know why you would be. Yes, he went to Florida State. Yes, he's not an HBCU grad, but Charlie is a very, very respectful human being, and I have no qualms that he's going to do this program right, and I'm excited for it, and I know. I can imagine that AD Suggs is very excited about it as well.
A lot of us are excited, man. A lot of us are excited. Because, and again, for those – Ace, we got a comment in the comment section. But, for those people that have a problem with it because, he's not – yeah, exactly. Yeah, and his dad was an HBCU.
Yeah, exactly. And his dad is incredible too. Like, seeing him, whenever I go up to Thomasville, because he's from Thomas County Central, and that's the thing too. Charlie's a local guy. Like, he's very close with his family. That's why he decided to come back to Florida High, because Thomasville's right up the road. We see his dad when we go to Central games. Like, there's a holiday tournament that Thomasville High School throws every year, and he's always at Charlie Ward Sr. is always at those games. So still, again, very involved in the community. And if you ever get a chance to talk to Charlie about his dad coached everything at Central. Golf, everything. I'm just athletes across the board, just good people. And I'm excited for what the future holds with this hire, pending board approval. Because again, it's got to be approved.
The board is never given these days.
One thing I will say is, for those people that are upset about it, if the fact that Colsey is an FSU guy and if the fact that Charlie Ward's an FSU guy turns you off, you need to put your pride aside and get over it. But winning cures a lot of things. So, hey, you know what?
100%.
Exactly. Because the thing is look, if Colsey and Charlie Ward both go out there and deliver and bring home swag titles, nobody's going to care about whether they went to Florida State or they went to Florida or some other PWI, which I think that whole holding that against them is stupid. But I will say before we dive into the next thing, big kudos to Bobby Bowden and Mickey Andrews. You got Colsey at FAMU, you got Charlie Ward at FAMU, you got what's his name of Mississippi Valley? Terrell Buckley's at Mississippi Valley. Yeah. You got Dion out at Colorado, of course. You got 2 NFL Men of the Year in Derek Brooks and Warwick Dunn. Warwick Dunn's still out building homes for single mothers. And everything. So
and all those guys you mentioned, top quality humans more than anything. Like, you look at what you mentioned, Warwick, what he's done in the community. These are all top quality humans, which at the end of the day, we want to win. We want to see championships, but that stuff comes with having good humans around them. I get around the players, and all of those guys are top quality humans who are great coaches and people and stuff as well. The ones that are coaching, but they're even better human beings. And I feel like a lot of times that's lost. They're winners who are good people, and that makes it even better.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to hit you with something real quick. I'm going to hit you with 2 take it or leave it real quick, because we know we're limited with you, because I want to also get into this Colorado thing, and then I still want to hear
I requested this. Yeah.
Saints. So the first one I'm going to hit you with is this take it or leave it. Charlie Ward will win a SWAC title in the next 3 years.
Yes. And I think some of that is built upon, I think Crary would have won a SWAC title in the next 3 years too if he would have stayed. So I'll be interested to see the kids that stay and the kids that go and who Charlie brings in. But I think in the next 3 years he can do it. Charlie Ward is an excellent coach. And yes, take it. I bet on that. I would bet on that. Yes, SWAC title next 3 years.
Ace, are we taking this or are we leaving this, Ace?
I said the same thing last week when you asked these take it or leave it. I'm gonna take most of them, bro. Like, come on now, you asked these obvious take it or leave it.
Okay, but now I want to know about the next one. The next one, Ace, you might leave it. Allison, I don't know yet, but I'm in the middle on this one. Take it or leave it. Mike Norvell will win 7+ games in 2025.
Dang it. They got me.
Y'all gotta look. The way both of y'all stared at.
Okay. One, I think he has to win 6, or the seat's getting really hot.
Okay, I
think he has to be bowl eligible. 2, it's hard. If I would have seen this team practice through spring, I feel like I could answer this question better. We're at the mercy of what they tell us.
That's yeah.
And I don't know. You have a new quarterback, you have new receivers, the offensive line. I just never know what he did hit the portal and did grab some offensive linemen, because this O-line has not been good since that 2013 national championship. And as we know, the O-line, that's how the offense goes and doesn't go.
Is it fair to say, Allison, that he's a Jordan Travis merchant?
Oh dear.
What do you mean?
Oh.
Most of his success so far at FSU has been tied to Jordan Travis' health.
I think that, but I also think that, and I feel like we've talked about this before.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
You can get lucky in the portal or not, and he has gotten very lucky. You got to think, guys like Trey Benson, Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman, they were all portal guys. You don't strike gold in the portal that often. He got really, really lucky in the portal. And last year, he did not get lucky in the portal, and that's why they had the season that they did. So Jordan Travis being there 100% helped, but Braden Fisk was also there during that season. So yes, I think that, and he was a portal guy. I think Jordan was a big part of it, but he also had a lot of really good pieces, a lot of NFL talent around him. So yes and no. This is a tough one, man. My heart wants to say yes, because I really want them to have a good season. I don't know. It's tough.
The last time I think you were on, I think, was the week 1 or week 0 game against LSU right before the 23 season. Of the 23 season, we talked about Norvell being on the hot seat, and now, sure enough, you come back on. We're talking about.
There might be a lot of
the thing with FSU this year, their schedule is very favorable. They've got Alabama, East Texas State, Kent State, and Virginia are the 4 opponents. They should go 3-1 in that stretch. Should.
Yeah,
at least.
honestly, because I was at that Rely Quest Bowl against Michigan. Alabama didn't strike me as that intimidating.
No. No, but again, I don't know how this Florida State team's going to be. In theory, I would like to think they're going to be a lot better, but I don't know. Ask me this question if we get to watch fall camp again.
I got you. I'm gonna
bank this. Their schedule
45 minute mark.
favors. Their schedule favors 7 wins. Let's come back to this.
I'm gonna say
JP's bookmark the 25-minute mark.
Yes, bookmark it.
I'm going to save this take it or leave it as well too for when we bring Allison back on. Later on, like once we get closer or once we get like into the dog days of fall camp, that's when I'm going to save it. One last one before we talk about this Colorado thing. Take it or leave it. I already asked Ace this one. Take it or leave it. FAMU will be a top 25 defense in 2025 in the FCS. They were 50th last season.
I said 30.
I don't know. Let's take it. I think they'll improve. I do think this FAMU is on the up and up. I really do.
Okay.
I figured they're gonna improve, but I just to jump up.
If they're not,
I'll say 30.
If they're not top 25, they'll be remarkably better.
I can live with that. I can live with that.
So now, if 30th, I think would be. Yeah. I think that's would be fine.
I think 30 is like the base of it. Hopefully.
So with that being said, now we can get into this Colorado thing. So Colorado has announced that they are going to retire Shedeur and Travis Hunter's jerseys at the spring game. And so I'm baffled by this because I'm just in my mind thinking to myself, like 13 and 12 gets you your jersey retired. That's interesting. I don't get it. I don't get how 13 and 2 can get your jersey retired. Did she freeze? I think she froze.
Oof. I will say this though about the Dion thing though, right?
She'll be back.
I'll say this though, right? So they went 9-4 for it. Before Dion got there, man, Colorado was terrible.
This is true. They were.
Like between 2006 to 2023 when they first showed up, right? They had one winning record. Correct. 0 bowl eligibles. And correct. For the 21st century, right? They have 4. They have 4 winning records and 1 extra bowl eligible season, right? Mm-hmm. So you only have 1 winning record between 2023 to what was it? What year did I say it was? 2007? No, 2006. Between then and there was only 1 winning season for Colorado football. And to go from that to 9-4, I guess, is a big improvement for them. So, I mean, this is a type of situation where I think the bar is in hell as a program.
Yes.
Now, most universities don't retire jersey numbers because so many players come through a university. Mm-hmm. So that's just kind of weird. But then also I think Dion is doing this because not many schools have 2 should be top 10 picks come out from the program that you literally brought them to from a team that was nobody's to coming out from that. Now, one of them is going to go top 3. The other one should go top 10, should go top 9. But, NFL teams are sometimes, how do I say this nicely? Ignorant? No, that's still not nice. I need a word that's like fluffy to say NFL teams kind of overthink these things and think a 26-year-old with a massive injury history is a better option.
There's a word for it. But I'm not going to curse.
Yeah.
I'm back just in time to talk about this.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, that's why I saw you.
I was
like,
just yapping until you show back up. Don't worry.
So my phone overheated.
Oh boy, that happened to me yesterday.
Yeah, so my phone overheated, so I got my work phone out. But anywho, yes. Before I answer this, I don't know if you heard what I said about FAMU, the defense. Remarkably better. If they're around top 30, I'd be happy. Okay. So this jersey retirement, it's insane. I don't like it, and I think it's ridiculous. These guys have not even been drafted yet. I think it's a publicity stunt. I think it's a way to get people talking, which we all know Dion is good at.
Yes.
And I just Cordell Stewart's jersey is not retired at Colorado.
That's what I said.
Why are two guys who have not even been drafted yet have their jerseys retired? It's insane. Travis Hunter at least has the Heisman Trophy argument. Sit down. Shador needs to sit because it's nuts. It's insane. Like, and again, I think some of it is a conversation piece. I think a lot of it is a conversation piece because guess what? Everybody's talking about it. I don't agree with it. They're allowed to do what they want to do. I literally think it's insane. If Stewart's jersey was being retired as well, I could be like, meh, okay. How are you going to compare the two? They're both quarterbacks, and somebody's resume is a lot better than the other person's.
I agree.
Do the right thing.
Cordell Stewart, he played in the Super Bowl. He played Super Bowl 30 against Dion.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to say they had like top 10 finishes. He won 2 bowl games as well.
I think he won a national championship there.
Yes.
Yeah. The dude that was their lone Heisman winner before Travis Hunter. His jersey should be retired.
There are a lot better worthy recipients than these two. And again, in 5 years, if they have great NFL careers, come back and do it. But right now, absolutely not.
Yeah, the timing is kind of weird on it.
The timing is atrocious. But again, it's a conversation. Look at Dion is Dion, man. This is a PR thing, and it's a talker, and it's getting people talking because that's what we're doing.
This is true.
All right, I'm gonna be. I can't even name a single Alabama player that has a jersey retired. That might be bad. Like, if Alabama never retired a jersey, like, I don't know why. Like, you know.
I mean, you got to look at
Colorado should be.
You had Bear Bryant, Nick Saban, Gene Stallings, like those 3 guys right there. It's you got to try. Really, you got to be sent from heaven, from God Himself, out of an egg on the football field to probably get your jersey retired. And I don't think anybody ever really did that.
So, here's the thing. So, another college football quarterback. Tim Tebow, his jersey's not retired. He's like in their ring of honor or whatever that they have.
Yeah.
That was
we'll just have that.
2018, I think, is when that was. Yes, 2018. So that's almost a decade after he graduated, and he did a lot more at Florida than this. And he still had to wait almost 10 years.
This is literally
That's why I wanted to talk about. This was one of the things that I told you. I was like, I don't have a ton of time tonight, and I actually have to go in a minute. But I wanted to get because I really wanted to talk about this because again, I'm not taking anything away from the players. You know, they went to Colorado. They started to build this program back up, and that's commendable. I'm not saying that's not. They've put this program back in the national spotlight. They've done good things. Travis Hunter is a heck of a football player. He won the Heisman Trophy. I'm not saying that. I'm just not saying now is not the right time. Wait a little bit. Have they even graduated yet? Like, are they even done with college yet? Like,
no.
You know, again, like it's not the right time. Wait a little bit. I'm not taking anything away from what they've done, but wait a little bit and see if those resumes grow a little bit bigger.
I agree. Now, one last thing before you do go, Allison, because I know you got to go. Saints have the 9th pick overall in the draft. You are the GM.
I'm
What
gonna
are
give you 3 options.
Okay.
Do you take Shedeur Sanders at 9, Jackson Dart at 9, or do you take a different player and you wait till the second round, or move up for Jalen Milroe at the end of the first? And if you say Tyler Shuck, I'm gonna just leave the show right now.
I mean, I don't think you take a quarterback at 9. I think I think that you can wait a little bit, like you said, trade up, do some other things to get a quarterback. They have bigger needs right now. You need a corner. You need some offensive linemen. I think there's a bigger pick you can make at 9 outside of a quarterback.
I will say this on to counter that point. I would say the only major issue on the offensive line that needs to be addressed is left guard, and this class doesn't have a elite left guard unless somehow like inconceivably Will Campbell drops to 9. Then I would say yeah, and then you just move Penning to guard and you put either Fuaga back to right tackle and you put Campbell at left tackle. That's what I would say for that.
Yes.
But preferably I would say you go, if Shedeur is there at 9, you call Dallas and you call Pittsburgh and say, hey, y'all want this man? And we'll take a first for him. And then you move down and then you take somebody else at one of those 2 spots.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't think they do it at 9.
Mickey Loomis will never trade down, though. So
No. But again, though, I think they need a corner, too. They need a corner bad.
I like Jade Barron. I don't know. Will Campbell's nice. It's just people. I think they overthink him a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know, though. I don't think you do it.
Not Will Campbell. Will Johnson, Michigan. Wrong
yeah,
Will.
I don't think you do it. I don't think you. No, do not draft a quarterback at 9. Don't do it. Do something else.
Fair. Well, Allison, we appreciate you so much. We know we went over a little bit longer than anticipated, but
we're good. It was good. This is perfect. I said my heart out was 8:35. It's 8:37, so we're good to go.
Excellent. We appreciate you. We hope to have you back on. I am definitely going to save this one for you when you come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Fall camp, book it. We'll talk about it.
I got you, because this one I really want to. I need to know.
We'll get to it. Give us some time.
It was so funny. Both of y'all got so wide-eyed when you saw it.
Our reaction said it all.
I have to go back and 25-minute mark. I gotta go back and find it, because man,
that reaction was probably like the 20-minute mark or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to find it. It'll be obvious to find.
I read that. I was like. I was like, bro, you could not be serious asking this question.
I love it.
I was very serious. But yeah, Allison, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We can't wait to talk to you again during fall camp and everything such as that. So, keep killing it. You're doing an amazing job between both Florida State, FAMU, and even the prep sports in Tallahassee, Leon County, in that Big Bend area.
Thank you.
No, you're always welcome here. Just like we told Nayron, you're always welcome. You're always welcome here as well.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. We'll talk soon.
Definitely. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
She's definitely one of our favorites as far as getting inside scoops.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll swing back to this college football stuff real quick. So, as we know, Nico entered the transfer portal. I think he found a home in UCLA, but yeah, I think he did. I don't know how true that was. I thought he did. It may be wrong. We'll see.
I ain't been on Twitter much. I got shadow banned for no reason.
You got shadow banned? How do you get shadow banned?
Bro, I don't know.
All you were saying was good morning to people.
I don't know. I have a theory, but I'll tell you after the show.
There's a price to pay in being kind, which is sad, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Anyways, Nico leaving, that was hilarious. I watched that whole saga play out with it's basically like Tennessee cut him.
Mm-hmm.
It is college sports is becoming more run like a professional league
NFL
where
free
it's
agency.
basically roster transaction where you cut, sign, and trade players basically.
Yeah, dude. You're getting
Transfer portal is a fluff way of saying free agency or a
bingo.
free agent.
It's not being used for what it was intended to be used for, and you're seeing now, like NIL's not really being used what it was intended to be used for.
Now
It's not.
NIL is impacting more than just basketball and football though.
Oh yes, dude.
It's starting to happen in the NHL too. You're seeing it. I'll talk about it in Hot Topics a little bit because Mr. Sasser got sick, so no hockey podcast again.
It's all good, man. But yeah, I mean, it's insane where we've gone now with this, because it's like, and especially here in Florida now, because I mean, I guess high school students in Florida can start profiting from it as well. But it's insane. But also to Alabama's OC Ryan Grubb, speaking of Florida State and Alabama Week 1,
I'm gonna be real. I'm not very high on Ty
Simpson.
I'm not moved.
He said that he's the front runner right now, and then plus, I mean, Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, they signed a kid out of Ferris State, which is a D2 school, I think today or yesterday. So there's a D2 quarterback coming to the SEC as well. I mean, he put up some good numbers in D2 ball, but I mean, again, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, if there's anyone that I think could still have success with that guy, it's Lane Kiffin.
Ain't Ty Simpson the guy who stank up the joint versus USF?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna check this, man. I'm pretty sure it was him, bro.
He might have.
Hold on. When was the last game he played? Oh, it's not showing me. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. He doesn't move me very much anyway, but like whatever.
Also, Cal had
Alabama had an insane quarterback run going from Hurts to Tua to Bryce. I mean, to Mac to Bryce, like that was a good run for them. But I don't know. Milroe had his moments, but bro, Ty Simpson does not move me at all. I'm gonna be real.
Like I said with Allison, we're gonna see, because, dude, when I went to that Real Quest Bowl, I was shocked at what Alabama put out there, honestly. Because
Milroe got his own issues that we all know, but we all know he needs seasoning, like heavily, when he goes to the next level. And Ty Simpson is going to be, I believe, a senior. He's going to be 23 this upcoming season. I think he's already 22. I mean, 22 or 23 during this season, which is pretty old already. Well, then again, guys have been older in college, so it's, I guess, not really a big thing. I don't know. He just kind of meh.
Now, the other thing too for college ball that I said on here too before we hop in getting hot topics, and I'm going to share this actually, because I said this earlier today, and it was a quite an informative and interesting conversation I've had with some people about it. I was saying, because they said, who's the greatest Alabama?
I know somebody who would agree with this.
I agreed with it, because I said something.
I know friend of the show would agree with this too.
Yeah, dude. Honestly,
I'm sure he probably did agree with you somewhere in this comments. I didn't check it, but I'm sure he's in there somewhere.
Dude, yeah. Because I mean, I'll say it like this. This, I think, I want to say, of all of Saban's like first couple quarterbacks, between McElroy, Blake Sims, AJ McCarron. AJ was the only one to win 2 titles, and he went back to back.
AJ McCarron, I thought he would have been good in the NFL, man.
And here's the thing. I don't think he got a fair shot.
That is true. The Bengals botched him up bad.
They did. Because I really felt, I'm like, there's other teams out there that are needy of a quarterback, and I felt like if he went there, he would have been fine. And
half the battle is going where you get drafted to.
Exactly. And then the other part of the battle that Cam Newton exposed is the fact that some of these GMs and front office personnel just because they take you, they may not have your best interests, or at least the GM may have your best interests, but the people making the decisions down on the sideline and the people around you in the huddle with you may not.
Mm-hmm.
That's another factor. But I will say it.
That's in case in the NBA too.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
GMs will pick guys that they want, and the coaches don't want them, and then they don't play them.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say this, and some people may disagree. Some people have, or some people have agreed with me. Some people disagree. If he had been on the team in 2014, I think they beat Ohio State. Because you got Blake Sims, who realistically was a running back playing quarterback that whole season. And, if you put actual quarterback, a guy that demanded excellence and was a true field general back there, maybe Alabama goes on to win the title and beats Oregon that year. Because this was the guy that could have done it. And who knows? He walks out of Alabama, probably the most decorated Alabama quarterback in the school's history. He walks out probably with 3 rings instead of 2.
Yeah,
but he's killing it in the UFL. He's doing good. I think he led the league in passing in 2023 and in 2024.
He's been cooking.
So. Mm-hmm. Now obviously the kick 6 happened. The 2013 season happened. Florida State won that. I don't think Alabama would have beaten Florida State that year, even if the kick 6 doesn't happen. But I think 2014 is Alabama's year if he's still there. And I think Alabama still would have won it in 15 with Jake Coker.
That's a guy who I never was very good on, but somehow he won.
You weren't good on Jake Coker?
He was meh. He was better than Ty Simpson.
He was, yes. Dude, honestly, like the further back you go, when you go back through like the Saban era of quarterbacks and stuff, like to me personally, the top 2 quarterbacks in my opinion, and I'm not talking about like going beyond into the NFL, because that's what some people will do. AJ McCarron, Greg McElroy, those were the 2 best. Now somewhere after that, you've got Jalen Hurts and Tua and Bryce Young, and that's in no particular order of the 3. But after those 2, those other 3 are in there somewhere. Maybe Jalen Hurts is 3, maybe Tua is 4, maybe Bryce Young is 5.
As long as Mac Jones ain't in somebody's top 5, we're good.
Oh,
that man was carried.
Mac Jones is like 6. He's 6.
He is like firmly placed at like number 6.
Yeah, definitely.
He doesn't he got carried. He's not a guy I would say was talent wise and ability wise was top 5.
COVID season, heck of an offense around him. Like
heck of an offense around him. Hell of an offense around him. That man had a whole stacked NFL roster around him.
That's true.
You had Najee, you had Speedy Gonzalez Ruggs, you had Devontae, Heisman winner Devontae Smith. You had what's his name? Not Watu, whatever his name was, the tight end. Jeez, he was good too.
I think you had Slade Bolden on that team too at wide receiver.
Yeah, you had you had a full like NFL offensive line too.
Yeah, he did. Because I remember Landon Dickerson, who transferred from Florida State into Alabama. He was there because the funny thing was everybody's always saying that like Landon Dickerson got one good look at Taggart's Florida State staff and the way he structured Florida State, and he said, "Hell no, I got to get the hell out of here." So he booked it out of Tallahassee and went to Tuscaloosa. Funny enough, got himself a ring. Eventually,
NFL stuff quick before we move on. Tyreek Hill, they have to decide what they do. Somebody was saying, I think McAfee showed something the Dolphins might not even have enough money to pay an NFL roster next season.
Which doesn't shock me. They may not have enough. I'm not expecting much from the Miami Dolphins next season.
Miami's a disaster right now.
With the first pick of the 2026 NFL draft, the Miami Dolphins select blank.
Quarterback. Tua.
Oh yeah. I think if Arch comes out, which I don't know if he will or not.
Arch ain't coming out next year. For the people from like Saints side, he's talking about Archie coming out next year. He's 2027.
Sheesh, the Dolphins gonna probably have to be bad for a couple of years, and Archie's gonna love
But
Miami.
anyways, all right. NBA, NFL, NHL playoffs. You got the bracket up.
Let me get it because I'm gonna drop off here real quick as well anyway. But let me go get it.
Get them for me, and I'll talk about it.
Actually, you know what? I'll leave
Or
this.
let me see. I think I can pull up the NHL one. You pull up the NBA one. I'll just yap on it quick.
I'm leaving this here for you as well too. Well, hop off.
Take it or leave it. Okay, hold on. Let me just fix this quick. Take it or leave it. Toronto Maple Leafs won't make the Stanley Cup final as Eastern number 1 seed. All right. First, yeah. So they were gonna. I think they beat Ottawa in like 6. Ottawa's gonna give them a fight. I ain't gonna discount Ottawa, but this is. How do I say this nicely, right? So people are talking about how this is like the Lightning's last dance. Nah, this is the Toronto Maple Leafs current core last dance. I say that because I am almost like 90% sure Mitch Marner's gone. Like their second best player. I think he's gone in free agency, right? I believe Austin Matthews signed his extension with his contract, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he signed a 4-year extension, right? I mean, that if Toronto got bad, he can easily waive that to go wherever he wants. Now Arizona doesn't have a team anymore, so I think he's not leaving anytime soon. But yeah, Toronto's not winning. They're not beating whoever. So Tampa, Florida, or Tampa, Florida, Battle of Florida, however you want to call it, right? That series is gonna go probably 6 or 7. And they're going to come out beaten up, but they're also, I think, both teams, the Lightning match up terrible to Toronto sometimes, but both teams, if they lock in, they're going to give Toronto hell in the second round. Now, what gets interesting is now that Eastern Conference final is going to be a dogfight, most likely. Like the squads in the Metropolitan aren't as great as the Atlantic. The Atlantic is basically the Western Conference of hockey because this is just like every team in that conference or that division, I should say, is elite. They're all very very good, and then they're gonna beat each other up. And by the time they come out to the other side, they're gonna be limping. Because think about it, you got Toronto having to play Ottawa. Ottawa's very physical when they want to be. They got Brady Chuck. They're not gonna be easy. Florida got Matthew Tkachuk. The Lightning got dogs on that line with McDonough and Chernak. They're going to bully you too. So they're going to all be beating up after that second round going into that Eastern Conference final anyway. The Metropolitan's more skill and not as rough. Like, this year, man, Carolina got no excuses this year.
I still don't think they're going to win it.
They're not going to win the Stanley Cup. They have no excuse not to be in the Eastern Conference final, though.
You think they can get past the Capitals?
What is the current score of that Montreal game? Because I'm not sure Montreal's that last seed yet. Montreal's up 3-1 on Carolina. Carolina, I think, is not playing everybody right now. But Montreal got some young bucks over there who can skate, right? Like they got their Tom Wilson to turn and Brendan Gallagher, who's just as much of a pest as Wilson is. And how do I say this? They have a lot of playoff experience. They're young, but the key core guys on that team were the same guys in that 2021 Cup run. The biggest question with Montreal is goaltending, in my opinion, because they got some young dogs on that team. Washington, they got Ovi, they got Strome. They're gonna be in it for sure.
And I feel like this is a play to get Ovechkin a ring. I don't know why, but it feels like that.
This is Ovechkin's final. This is his swan song. He's already said once his contract's up, he's done. And I think this is his swan song. Let me make sure I'm right that this is his last contract year. Yeah, it expires end of next year. Next year is his swan song year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably Washington's best chance to get him a ring before he heads on out. Like, the NHL ain't slick. They got Penguins. Penguins are going to be winning the McKenna draft next year to replace Sidney Crosby. They're not slick on that. I already know that's coming. Because Penguins are bad. Washington, don't be shocked. Washington's going to be good this year. I think they probably win it. They get Ovechkin his ring. Next year he goes on his Kobe tour, and then he heads off to Russia in the sunset for him. And Washington's going to be batty next year after that, and they're going to get another superstar, and then right back in. And yeah, so I think it's probably going to be either Washington or Carolina coming out of the Eastern Conference, because the Atlantic is going to just kill themselves before they, or not kill themselves, but they're going to just they're going to beat themselves up so bad they're going to just come in limping to that Eastern Conference final.
You know, someone said it though. Someone said the Lightning can. Someone asked, "How can Lightning make the Stanley Cup final?" And someone said they are going to go as far as Vasilevsky can go.
That is true. They're not going to go anywhere if Vasilevsky doesn't lock in for 14 straight. Or if max, it's what, 28 games is the max you can have.
Mm-hmm.
If he locks in for those 28 games, they're good. If he doesn't, they're screwed. Now, I will say this. For the Lightning to win the Stanley Cup, they need to figure out how to score an overtime goal, because they have not scored an overtime goal since Andre Palat left.
Dude, they've been bad at overtime goals. I want to say since
Palat left in 22. When Palat left in 22, that's the last time they won an overtime game in the playoffs.
That is insane. That's sad.
They've been bad in overtime.
I think part of it has to do with me, because I feel like every time I watch them play an overtime game, they lose. Except for that one where they had everybody up till like 6 a.m.
There was no game that had them up 6 and that game started at 3, so it finished at like 10. But
it was in the
COVID year.
Yeah,
the COVID bubble.
I'm exaggerating 6 a.m, but it was more like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
Now on the West side, yeah, I'm taking St. Louis in that series. Don't kill me, y'all, but I'm taking St. Louis.
Really?
Winnipeg is good for a round or two, maybe, but I'm not moved by Winnipeg. Dallas, Colorado's gonna be good.
Cup.
Huh?
They won the President's Cup.
I'd so. That guarantees they're not winning the cup.
That's true. I mean, honestly, you know, as y'all know, anybody who wins the President's Cup is essentially they're
eliminated
doomed.
from the playoffs.
Yeah, like they're doomed. They're not winning it.
Yeah, I like St. Louis. St. Louis got a squad. If Binnington locks in, he can match Hellebuck, and they got speed on that team too. So I'm not saying, if anything, maybe Winnipeg in 6 if they get lucky. Otherwise, St. Louis is gonna push that to 7 and steal it. Dallas, Colorado is gonna be a dogfight, but I'm taking Dallas in that series anyway.
Yeah,
Colorado's gonna get Landeskog back, but he hasn't played like physical playoff hockey since they won the cup, and that's what 2022 too. So yeah, like it's been a minute for him. Dallas got a squad. There's gonna be a Mikko Rantanen revenge playoff series. Well, I guess he kind of did. He force? Nah, I don't think he even forced his way out. They just traded him because they didn't want to pay him. So yeah, that's the Mikko Rantanen revenge series there. I'm taking Dallas in probably like 5 or 6.
Okay.
The Vegas Minnesota one, that's gonna be interesting. Minnesota's got a great team there. I want to see if they get their young guys into the rotation or not. But Vegas still got a squad. That I could see that going either way, 6 or 7. I'm not sure yet. I have to see what fully comes out of that.
I mean,
and Vegas then LA, Edmonton, huh?
I was saying Vegas Fever is very, or I think they call it Vegas Fever. I think it's called like Vegas Fever is very real, because they always say like teams that have to go in there and play them in the playoffs, especially, you get distracted by everything around you when you get into that city. And it's like the hotel you're staying.
I got faith. I'll take. You know what? Since you said all that, I'm taking Minnesota in 6.
Oh my goodness,
that's gonna be wrong. I don't care.
You know what's crazy about it? Remember we had Coach Lemke on here. He's a hardcore Minnesota Wild fan.
Mm.
He would be so proud of you.
I like Minnesota. They got some dogs on there. Kaprizov, I like his game a lot.
So you said Minnesota
got-
in 6?
Yeah, I'm gonna take. That's probably not gonna end well for me. Vegas always has a really good team. Mark Stone locks in every playoff series. So Vegas, I can see Vegas winning that in 6, but I'm gonna take Minnesota in 6. Like I said, that series will go 6, I think, but it could go either way in 6. Whoever wins Game 5 is gonna win it.
So you got the Blues in 6, you got the Wild in 6, and you got the Stars in 6.
Ah, shit, that's full 666. Oh well.
No, I mean it's just all that leaves is
No, I got
last
Blues
one.
in 7. Blues in 7.
Oh,
Winnipeg.
Blues in
If
7.
Winnipeg won, it would be Winnipeg in 6. But Winnipeg being Winnipeg like they always are, they're gonna lose in 7.
Okay. Well, how about that last one?
Now that Kings Edmonton one. Man, this is gonna be the 5th. They always be playing each other. Edmonton always beats them, but you know what? Like, I'll take Edmonton in 6 or 7.
Edmonton
Like,
in 7.
yeah, like I feel like the Kings. I want the Kings to win, but like, yeah, Edmonton's gonna win that. Now Toronto, Ottawa. I got Toronto in 5 or 6. Florida Lightning. To be honest, I'm taking Panthers in 6. Their Lightning are gonna lose 2 overtime games. Sadly, that's generally how it goes for them.
You're going Panthers in 6?
Oh, objectively speaking, I got Panthers in 6, but personally, like not on the podcasting, unofficially, I got Bolts in 7.
Okay,
You
so
know,
all
that's
right, let's play it like this. If you had to go put money on it at the Hard Rock right now,
Panthers in 6.
okay, there we go. And you said Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs in 5.
You know what? I'm with you because I'm not a believer in the Senators either.
No, Senators are good. Don't get me wrong. They're just young and they don't have playoff experience yet.
This is true.
That's why I got them. The Lightning, I would have felt so much more confident in them if they had signed Isaac Howard instead of Brisebois being a bum and not wanting to burn a entry level year. Even though the kid literally said he didn't mind playing in the AHL, he just wanted to burn the entry level year, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Brisebois didn't want to do that. So, you lose up the top 6 guy and Bjorkstrand's out for the playoffs no matter what. Now, I will say this before we move to the NBA. I know we're trying to keep it short, and I'm yapping here. If Connor Geeky scores again tomorrow against the Rangers, I'm switching this to Bolts in 7.
Okay, I mean I'm still going Bolts.
That is my condition clause. If Connor Geeky gets either an assist or a goal tomorrow against the Rangers, I will switch it to Bolts in 7. I'm high on Geeky. That's what they got from the Sergachev trade. He was cooking in the AHL recently. He came up to the NHL goals in back-to-back games. If he's figured it out, that is a 6'4" beast of a kid. And that is what you need in the playoffs. And I think if you put him on that second right wing spot next to Hagel and Cirelli, that's your potential shutdown line to match Matthew Tkachuk's line in terms of physicality.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say Bolts in 7 if Connor Geeky scores again tomorrow. If not, then Panthers in 6.
I'm going Lightning in 6. I'm staying true.
I'm just being the objective fan here.
One thing
going
through we can guarantee is it's almost like
Carolina in 5, and I'm gonna take. Personally, I want Montreal in 7, but it's gonna be Washington in 5.
I'm with you. I'm thinking Washington in 5. I think that's what's gonna happen.
All right, pull up the NBA bracket. Let's run it.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. How do I get this out of here? All right, let's do that.
We'll put that as our intro for the hockey podcast. Crop that and post that.
Yes. Let's see. There we go. Here we go. And I already had this one drawn up. But where's the picture at?
My hand.
Trying to find the picture.
Actually, the playing games are going on right now. Who's winning between the Heat and the Bulls? 76-59. God
Well, you know, wait, who's winning that?
man, I feel bad for Chicago. I like Chicago. Oh, Hero cooking them boys.
Honestly, dude, until they get another Michael Jordan type, they are not going anywhere. Unfortunately.
Hey, I'm gonna say this about Chicago though. Matas Buzel's got a future. I think he can make some All-Stars in his career. They got to move off Pat Williams. I'm be real with that. And Giddy's not bad. I don't know if you pay him franchise money. All right, now moving on. All right, so it's gonna be which one you want to start with, the East or the West? Let's start with the West and move over.
Well, yeah, we could do the West.
We'll start from top left and end bottom right. Start top left and end bottom right. All right, Kings, Mavs. I'm taking the Mavs tonight. Hey, shoo away, Dell. I'm about to cook here.
Okay, my bad.
All right.
Go ahead. You said again,
so.
Kings,
Mavs. I'm taking Mavs in this game tonight.
Okay. We're not really.
I mean, now the Kings can easily win this game if Levine decides to not miss a shot, but doesn't matter who going into that game. They're losing to Memphis. I don't care. OKC in 5 or 6 after that. Not Dallas. Denver, Los Angeles. I'm taking LA in 6 if Kawhi stays healthy.
So you're taking the Clippers over the Nuggets.
Yeah, that new head coach, I'm not entirely sold on it. And the Clippers got crazy depth right now. So, and Kawhi's been hooping, man. Kawhi's been hooping. Zubac won't stop Jokic, but he will minimize to an extent some of this stuff that the paint that the Nuggets will try. And this year, Nuggets team isn't the same as normal Nuggets. And like firing Michael Malone right before the playoffs, I don't think that's going to end well for them. So I'm taking Clippers.
I think they can get past this round, but I think the next round is going to be where they run into problems.
I will say this: the Clippers, I could easily see the LA Clippers making the finals if Kawhi could stay healthy. But big if on Kawhi staying healthy, because he can never do it. So I'm gonna take Clippers this series. I think they're gonna lose to OKC in the next series, and OKC is gonna lose in the finals, the Western Conference Finals, to whoever wins that Lakers Timberwolves series.
So
all right. So speaking of the Lakers Timberwolves series, I'm gonna take the Lakers in 7. I'm gonna regret that pick. I hate that pick, but the league has been been toward it since they somehow black magic their way into Luka Doncic.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I'm gonna take the Lakers in 7. Now I will say this: I could easily see Minnesota winning this series because the lack of size that the Lakers have to go against Gobert trying to win a playoff series is not going to happen. That's why I'm not really paying attention to it. Julius Randle can cook in this series if he can. Then again, Julius Randle in the playoffs sucks. So Minnesota has some issues there. But Ant can go crazy in this series and win it for the Timberwolves on his own. But Luka beat him last year, so I'm going to say Luka owns the Timberwolves. I'm taking the Lakers in 7 in this series too. Rockets, Warriors in 6.
Yeah, I'm
easiest pick right now. Rockets need the playoff experience. They're not ready for that.
I'm going
Cavs,
Rockets.
Heat.
Not Rockets.
Oh, actually, no.
I'm going Warriors in 5, but I mean, hey, if you want to go Warriors in 6, go for it. But I'm going Warriors in 5.
All right. Let me check something here on the Heat. Yeah, I'm taking Heat against the Cavs. I think the Heat beat the Hawks. Ooh. Heat are beating the Bulls tonight. Heat are gonna beat the Hawks in the play-in. Atlanta's gonna get kicked out. Put in the Heat against the Cavs and beat Cavs in 5, maybe 4.
Well, they said Heat. They said the Heat were gonna beat them.
No, the Heat are gonna beat the Hawks in the second play-in game.
Oh, okay. But you got Cavs in
4 or 5. No matter what. Okay. I'm going to take Cavs in 4. I'm going to take the sweep in that one. Pacers, Bucks. I'm going to say Pacers in 7 off BS. Doc's going to choke it again.
Wait, I'm drawing a blank. My bad. Okay, I'm trying to get these picks in too. Say that one again.
Pacers, Bucks. I'm taking Pacers in 7.
Okay.
They shouldn't do it, but it's Doc Rivers in the playoffs. We all know he's gonna choke it. So it's all good on that. Knicks Pistons. This is gonna be the best playoff series, I think.
And you know what? Shout out to the Pistons because they lost like 26, 28 straight last season. They were like,
I will say this about the Pistons. Y'all played the Magic the one time they had Suggs, Paulo, and Franz, and y'all got your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
But, Suggs decided to blow his knee out in that same game and missed the rest of the season, so whatever. That being said, don't matter. Pistons in 6. I'm taking it. Pistons in 6.
Ooh.
Knicks ain't doing it. Nah, I'm not moved by these Knicks. I'm gonna be real. I'm not moved. They can't beat good teams. I think Pistons got the physicality to bully them. Cade's gonna go next level. It's fine on that. They got shooting. They got it. They can handle it. Yeah, Sir can play defense. Ron Holland can play defense. They got the young guys. Even though they're young, they can defend. So they'll be good on that. So I'm taking Pistons in 6.
Okay.
No.
How about the Magic?
One moment.
Orlando Magic. Wait, hold on. Now you made me do it. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Now you made me do it. I gotta go find it now.
You ready?
What? Oh, you have it?
You ready for this one?
Yes, I'm ready.
7-11, Lucky 7, 7 Deadly Sins, 7 Seas, Heads Up, 7 Up. I don't care. Magic and 7.
Ooh, I like that. That was good.
That's the troll pick. I don't care. That's the homer pick. I don't care.
Hold
I don't care. I had tweeted that one last night.
Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. You're not just gonna do that and not get the song played. Hold on a second. I need you to say that again real quick.
Bruh, you want me to do it again?
Yes, I want you to do it again.
Fine. Let me pull back up. I gotta read it. I don't remember off the top of my head. Ready?
Okay.
7-11, Lucky 7, 7 Deadly Sins, 7 Seas, Heads Up, 7 Up. I don't care. Magic and 7.
Okay, I like that. And to counteract that, I got this. I had to do that.
All right. Now I'll say this: put back up the bracket.
All right.
To explain that pick, I'm gonna say this. I think Paulo's gonna have his LeBron moment.
Okay.
I think he's gonna go crazy. Every time he plays Duke players, he rises. And I think this is gonna be a legacy moment here. It's kind of early for the legacy moment. They don't have a point guard. The Magic do not have a point guard. The determining factor of this series will be 2 things. Is Anthony Black going to show up? If Anthony Black takes that next step and can defend Jaylen Brown to an elite level, at a high level, and not get exposed on offense and knock down threes, I think they kind of got a shot. Also, Wendell Carter Jr. has to not play like how do I say this nicely? Like a kitty cat that goes meow, but for starts with a P and ends with a Y. He has to man up. Okay. Yeah, Wendell got to play like he did against Atlanta, and he's got to match Porzingis on the. He's got to dominate Porzingis on the boards, and defend like his life defends it on that end. But I think this series will come down to if they can. I think the Magic defense they can get in Boston's head. I don't think they'll win game 1. I think they lose game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if they keep game 2 close, I think this series going 7.
Because games 3 and 4 will be
go to Orlando.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. If the Magic are going to win this series, they got to take both games in Orlando
at home.
For sure. But they got to steal one in Boston. They got to steal one game.
And that's what happened in Cleveland. They couldn't take one in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Now, Franz Wagner, I didn't mention him. He cannot let what happened in last year's playoff happen again. In that game 7, he cannot go 2 of 14. I'm not really worried about Paulo. I know he didn't play the best scoring-wise yesterday, but unlike Franz in game 7, he was assisting and rebounding at a high level. And he was trying to get other guys involved, and they were knocking down shots. And for Boston, Jaylen Brown is not 100%, which I think is huge. Derek White is going to cause issues. I know that. Peyton Pritchard as well. But if you play that tight, the Magic are the best defensive team right now in the league, and the Boston loves 3-point shots, and we see it with Houston. It's something that you can beat if you lock in defensively. Because those 2018 Houston teams, they were just 3-point shooting all nonstop, right? And if you adjust that properly and you stay on the outside and your paint guys defend like their life depends on a shot block when they do come in the paint.
Yeah.
And you stay sound fundamentally on defense, you got a shot. And Jonathan Isaac too is gonna have to play a key role in this on defense too. And he's one of the few guys that Boston has trouble with because of his defense and length.
I always forget he's on the team, and then I see him like on the bench, and I'm like, oh, that's right, Jonathan Isaac's still on the team.
Jonathan Isaac in the Tariff era.
He's like a solar eclipse, or he's like Haley's Comet.
No, I was gonna say, man, he instead of like how people say there's like a quarterback tax where you have to pay extra for it. He's the offensive tariff. He limits everything on offense for another team. And that's also a joke because, of what he does, politically and all that crap.
I was going to say, don't
so
let China
that's also a bias. The Magic Celtics, I could easily see Boston, doing it in 6. But
you heard what I said?
Huh?
I said, don't let China hear you say that.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, so I'm taking that pick, Magic in 7, just because. Why not? Everybody else is going to take the Celtics for rightful reasons, but it's hard in the NBA. I don't think outside of the Kevin Durant Warriors, nobody has gone back-to-back in a long time, since I believe the Miami Heat. With LeBron, D-Wade.
The
Miami Heat and KD Warriors are the only teams that have gone back-to-back.
Yeah, I think. And then the last team to three-peat, of course, overall in just North American sports was
Lakers, Shaq, and Kobe.
Yeah. And then, because the Spurs never did it. The Pistons, they won one, but then they lost the other one to the Lakers. And then you had the Heat win one. The Mavericks won one. But you know what? It's okay.
That's a good way to end.
Guess what? You know who's gonna win it this year? Do you know who's going to win it this year?
Oh, you're gonna hate it if I say it, but it's not the Magic. It's gonna be the Lakers. Right. I will say this before. Turn that off. Let me say something before we head out.
I'm telling you, if the Magic win this whole thing, the same way that man was moonwalking across the screen, that's gonna be Ace.
I would say it now. I don't think they're winning. They're not winning the finals this year. They need a point guard, like a real point guard.
They're not.
I will say this before we head out. Shaq is a bum, and they need to unretire his jersey. I'm done with Shaq.
Oh my god.
They got to take that jersey down, man. The man was openly rooting for the Hawks last night, and then he always hates. Like, Paulo is gonna enter the white conversations with him and Shaq. Like, Shaq does not like Paulo a whole lot.
Damn.
Shaq is an insecure little baby who, anytime he sees a player who's potentially better than him, he gets hater mode.
Yeah, you can't be doing
all I gotta say on that, for as to who wins the finals, honestly, is probably going to be either somebody. I think Cavs can do it. I don't want them to, but
I I think it's gonna be somebody
could
out of the West.
I think it'll be out the West. It's gonna be either OKC, LA, or
Golden State.
I don't know if Golden State can do it. If they do, that's fine. Preferably, I would like to see Kawhi win it, but I don't think he stays healthy enough. Nuggets, if they go on a run, I don't hate that one either. I would like the Nuggets to win it too.
If they
Get
had
Russ's ring.
If the coach hadn't been fired the way he was,
Yeah,
I would be bought in. I think this year because of multiple factions such as sports betting, my dear friend Ace here, and then also too because it's been a little bit more interesting lately and everything like that. I will be watching the NBA playoffs a little more closely this year than I have in the past.
I'm watching like that, but I'll also be starting a thing, so won't be watching all the way like that, but I'll be watching like that. That's good. All right. With that being said, thank you so much for a great episode, y'all. Shout out Al. Oh, we have more.
I was gonna say we got one last take it or leave it before we get out of here, and then we'll get out of here. Take it or leave it. Jeremiah Smith is a Heisman front runner.
Take it, run it to the bank.
Bam. There we go. See, you talking about you're gonna take everything. You didn't even take everything tonight.
You asked me Mike Norvell. You know I'm gonna leave anything revolving him.
Well, I mean, did you take or leave the? Oh well, I guess won't make the Stanley Cup. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you took that as well. Yeah, no, I believe it. Yeah.
All right. With that being said, y'all, thank you so much for a great episode tonight. Shout out Allison for some great insights and takes. Always a friend of the show. Next week we will be joined by, I believe, 2 people. I'm not entirely confirmed on the second one, but friend of the show Trey's coming back. We'll be doing a mock draft live on the show, so I don't know about that hour and a half limit. That might get blown out the water. Who knows? But we'll preview the draft, give a mock draft. It's gonna be fun. So make sure y'all show up for that. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Peeps ended up with anything we got.
Hey, the guests are gonna keep on coming, man. So we got 3 weeks of guests right here on the platform for you. So, we had Nayron. We had Nayron last week. We had Allison tonight. Again, thank you to Allison for coming on. Next week, we got 2 more guests coming on to help preview the draft with us because, right now we're 8 days away. And then hopefully, we can keep the guests coming and stuff, and it'll be some fan-friendly guests, of course, that we're looking at getting here in the continued football off season. So stay close and keep on subscribing, keep on liking these videos by all means. Shout out to all 28 of y'all watching tonight. Shout out to the one person on Twitch that's watching us again. You are incredible. We just got on Twitch.
Shout out that one OG. You the Twitch OG. I have no idea who you are, but shout out the OG Twitch user. The first Twitch streamer who will always be watching. I have no idea who you are. You should pop in the comment section. We'll give you a shout out.
Definitely. But yeah, folks.
I would have posted on Twitter today, but I already said my issues on Twitter. So yeah.
We covered a lot of stuff tonight, which is awesome. But yeah.
We hit a lot.
Yeah, we did. But yeah, thank you
we
so much.
Full NHL and NBA.
So yeah, stay safe, stay blessed. We will see you on the next episode.